Danny, you're an NBA champion now. What you been doing this summer since the Spurs won?
Everything. Everything that's come my way. Many opportunities. I've just tried to do as much as possible. We only have 2 months in short off season, which is not a bad thing when you end in late June. But I took a couple weeks vacation, did a lot of camps, visited a lot of different places, got to explore a little bit. But now we're back to work. It's kind of mid-August. We started getting back at it. And right after Labor Day, we're doing some training now, and I'm just trying to focus on getting back to where we were last year.
You went home and got quite a few honors. What's it like to go home and be treated that way by the folks you grew up with?
It was great, man. It was surprising. I didn't expect they put a nice little parade together for me, a ceremony. It was awesome, to be, one of the kids in my community. I still look at myself as a kid in the community, to be looked up, by many younger kids and even adults, people I used to look up to, and those people out there supporting me and cheering me on. We got a chance to bring the trophy out. Larry's made a good tour this summer. All you've seen, but he's traveled everywhere. We have so many guys in different countries, but we had the trophy there. It was there for the camp, and it was a lot of fun. Just be able to hang around my family and friends and be able to celebrate something that we've accomplished this summer.
You've won a championship at North Carolina in like a one-game tournament, and then you've won a championship with the Spurs where you had to win a series. What's the difference in the feeling that you have when both leading up to that game and then once you win and having done it in a one game versus having to win 4 out of 7?
I think a series is a lot longer, a little bit tougher. Obviously, NCAA, the best team, usually the best team, not usually the best team, but the better teams that are healthy. And you also need a good amount of luck on your side, because any night you can have a bad night and lose in the tournament. But in NBA, it's usually the best team, rises, the cream of the crop kind of rises to the top. So, and some nights, you may not have it, but in a 4-game series, it's hard to beat a team 4 times in a row, no matter how much better you are than them, or how, good you are, or how bad they are. To beat a team 4 times is not easy, because eventually they're going to get, or know, your system, what you do, and kind of know your weaknesses and attack those things. And to win, 4 different series, back-to-back type of thing, by different teams beating, that many teams 4 times is probably a lot harder than beating a team once in the NCAA tournament.
Michael Jordan, James Worthy, Danny Green. That's the full list of guys who have won a college championship and an NBA championship.
It's a weird
from North
category.
Carolina.
It's a weird list of guys. It seems like one of those guys don't belong.
You talking about Michael Jordan?
Nah, definitely not him.
What's it like to be on a list, a very short list with those other 2 names?
I feel very lucky. Like I said, it doesn't sound right to me. I feel it's a list that, when you hear it, and I'm sure most people hear it, it doesn't make sense. Like, why is Danny Green in that category, or not even on that list? But I've been lucky to be in winning organizations in Carolina and in an NBA. Even from Cleveland, my rookie year, to come to San Antonio. The organization's a great organization, very professional, and successful for a reason. Starts with Pop, and I've been surrounded by a great group of people. All throughout my career in college and in NBA.
You mentioned the winning organizations. I wanted to ask you about that, because I think both Carolina and the Spurs feel like they do things that way. How do the players and the coaches facilitate a winning attitude? Coach
Williams does a great job of kind of getting everybody on the same page and molding them into, thinking a certain way, have a certain attitude, approaching the game, and doing things the right way. And I've learned a lot of that here when I was at Carolina. And Pop does things. It's easier for me to adjust to the Spurs organization, because they do things the right way as well. But since I was doing it here, it's easy to adjust to it there. But with Pop, he recruits guys, and they do here as well, without egos. They're not looking for guys with egos or attitude problems. They recruit great people first. Guys that are winners, or guys that want to win. They're very competitive, but coachable, and let's say I want to win. Everybody's on the same page. Pop recruits the same. He finds guys obviously in different places of the country or different countries, and we have a lot of foreign guys, but they all want to win. They're all great people first. They don't have egos. They come into work, and they pay attention. He's the boss, and they understand that. They don't think they're bigger than the game or bigger than the organization. No matter how much money they make, they know Pop is the boss, and they have to listen to what he says. I don't know if you ever go back and watch the TV tape or not, but in the last game of the finals, Mark Jackson was talking about you, and he used 2 words that I wanted to ask you about. And the first one is coachable.
he said you were very coachable. Where do you think that comes from, and how did you develop that? Because that might not always have been said about you.
No, not always. I mean, I'm sure there's times every kid has their moments where they talk back to a coach or they get frustrated, and might spaz out during a game or a timeout, or when they get subbed out. Nobody likes to be subbed out or be yelled at or be punished for something. Definitely started probably in high school for me. AAU in middle school, early high school days, my AAU coach, I would get into with him sometimes, but my high school coach was a perfectionist, and he would not tolerate any of that. And here, obviously, Coach Williams was not tolerating any of that either, so I learned it even more here. And Pop is no different. So all the coaches that I've had, I've been blessed with, to play for, and to be able to teach me those things, and to be able to, push me and strive for greatness without, and being coachable, and molding me into a true professional, and be able to, be a basketball player, and not really think about or, let my ego or my attitude get in the way of me becoming, a better player.
The other word he used was selfless. Why is that so important?
That's just our team, and if you want to win, you have to, unless you're playing, a one-man sport, you have to be selfless. You need other guys around you to win. So if everybody's on the same page, and if you don't have a shot or whatever it may be, you make a play for somebody else on your team, and you got to rely on them to have your back on defense or offense. You got to rely on them. Tony relies on me to be in the corner when he's stuck in the paint, or Timmy relies on Kawhi to cut down the middle when he's getting double teamed. Manu, same. He relies on guys to run the floor when he's looking up. Defensively, we rely on everybody to be there, have our backs. If we're forcing a guy or a superstar, we're guarding everybody in the league is pretty good. So if we're guarding Kevin Durant, excuse me, or Russell Westbrook, we rely on those guys to have our help behind us, so that we're not left out to dry on the island.
Coach Williams always talks about how the times you'll remember most from your athletic career are when your team does something extraordinary. You've now done something pretty great with 2 different teams. What do you think about his statement, and what does stick out to you the most, both about '09 with a little bit of hindsight and about this year?
I agree with it. Those are probably the best memories I'll have, with the teams that I played with, and the teammates that I played alongside with. Those guys I can call, family, my brothers. Here at Carolina, I played for 4 years, and this is like a second home for me. I have another family here, and a lot of those guys I still keep in touch with throughout the league. And to be able to, see them and see how well they're doing. Everybody's growing up now and having kids and families or settling down, and they're all pretty successful as well. It makes me feel good and be proud to come from an institution like this one, or it makes me proud to be a part of like a Spurs organization that's been successful for 17, 18 years, and be one of those guys that they think about, or his name comes up when they talk about the Spurs winning, a championship. And not just individually, but as a group, to accomplish that. I said those memories will never leave me.